Namaskar and welcome again to my lecture. Today we will be learning regarding laws of learning. Let us see what are the laws of learning. Now E.L. Thorndike, he carried out various experiments on learning. He observed certain common characteristics of learning which are applicable for both men and the animals. And from his experiment, he formulated three major laws of learning. They are law of readiness, law of effect, and law of exercise. Now let us see what is law of readiness. This law emphasizes on the importance of readiness to learn. When a people feels ready to learn, they learn more quickly and effectively. They also then take pleasure in learning. But when they are not ready to learn, then they cannot learn effectively and they may take more time to learn if they are not ready. So according to Thorndike, physical readiness is necessary for learning. Though he have not mentioned about mental readiness for learning, yet mental readiness is also necessary along with physical readiness for learning. So law of readiness have emphasized on importance of the readiness in learning, how readiness takes place, how readiness can help us in learning. Now what are the applicability of law of readiness in the classroom situation? The teacher should know the appropriate physical situation of the teacher before going to teach a lesson. If students are ready to learn, then the teacher should start a lesson. On the contrary, the teacher should motivate them to be prepared to learn. That means the teacher should create a classroom environment. The curriculum must be suitable for the students for mental readiness. If it is not suitable for them, dissatisfaction may arise among the students, and without readiness, learning cannot be fruitful. So both teacher and students must be prepared for learning physically as well as mentally. So law of readiness has an utmost applicability in the classroom situation. Now let us see law of effect. According to this law, learning depends upon the result of effect. If the result of any activity is satisfactory, the learner is more inspired to repeat it. But if the result is not satisfactory, then the learner is not inspired to repeat it again. In other words, dissatisfactory results discourages such repetition. Example, when the child solves question correctly, he will be encouraged to do more. But if he fails repeatedly, he will be discouraged to do it more again. So this law is also called as the law of pleasure and pain. This law indicates that a thing which gives pleasure is easily learned and a thing which gives some trouble is not learned. Thorndike further defines this law as follows. When a modifiable connection between a situation and a response is made and is accompanied or followed by a satisfying state of affairs, then that connection strength is increased, the bond is increased. But when met and accompanied or followed by an annoying state of affairs, then its strength is decreased. So the idea is that satisfying state of the result increases strength of connection or the bond between the situation and the response, and dissatisfying state decreases the strength of the connection. So the law of effect, it refers to anything that satisfies us, anything that pleases us, we tend to learn it more or we tend to do it again. And if it is not satisfactory, it is dissatisfaction, then the learner or any activity that we do, we may stop it for further repetition. Applicability of this law in the classroom situation. This law has a special role in the result of learning. Reward and recognition or praise has encouraged the people for learning. So due reward or recognition should be given to good achievements so that the people is cheered up to march forward. Punishment should be avoided as far as possible because punishment produces a negative effect and it causes discouragement. However, punishment may be applicable for undesirable behavior and activity of the student. So teachers make use of the technique of reward and punishment in attempt of learning. People prefer those subjects or topics which are pleasant and interesting to them. So teachers should pay attention to those things which give pleasure and create interest to pupils. Memory is also directly related to this law. Generally, pleasant things are remembered better than the unpleasant things. So, we have seen the law of effect or the law of satisfaction and dissatisfaction, or in other words, we also say it as the law of reward and punishment. It also has an applicability in the classroom situation. Let us see the law of exercise. This law indicates that exercise or practice is necessary for learning. Repetition makes the connection between stimulus and response very strong. Without repetition, the connection between stimulus and response becomes weak. When an activity is repeated frequently, it becomes easy and strong. So learning experience can be made durable by repetition or practice. Otherwise, it may die out due to absence of practice. This law is further divided into two parts, law of use and law of disuse. So in relation to law of use, Thorndike says when a modifiable connection is made between a situation and a response, that connection strength is, other things being equal, increased. On the other hand, in relation to the law of disuse, Thorndike said when modifiable connection is not made between a situation and a response over a length of time, then that connection strength is decreased. Thus, one can say that strength of connection between stimulus and response increases due to exercise or practices, and it decreases due to absence of practice for a long time. In other words, if practice is continued, the process of learning or learning experience, it becomes strong and lasting, or it may fade out due to absence of practice as well. The law of disuse proves that if something is left after learning, it is forgotten. However, this can be removed by practice frequently. Now let us see the applicability of this law in the classroom situation. Teachers can use this law of exercise in the classroom situation. Teachers should teach a lesson to the student again and again if necessary, so that the student may grasp it clearly. Teachers should give opportunity to the students to keep the knowledge active and lively of various subjects they have acquired. Teachers should emphasize the importance of repetition or practice for memorizing and mastering of any subject. Skill, efficiency and manual dexterity of the learner increases through repetition. So undesirable behavior and activity of the student, it may be eliminated by putting a stop to the repetition. So teachers should always advise the student to form good habit by repetition, because good habit form good character, and good character, it makes a good human being. Now let us come to the summary of this law of learning. Thorndike formulated three major laws of learning. They are law of readiness, law of effect and law of exercise. Law of readiness reveals that both physical and mental readiness is necessary for learning. According to law of effect, learning depends upon result or effect, and law of exercise emphasizes on practice and repetition. If practice is continued, the process of learning becomes strong. So all the laws of learning are applicable and helpful in the classroom situation. Thank you.